I went on vacation for 2 months, and then this is how I kept my plant alive during that time. The total cost for this setup is less than 20 bucks. I'll show you how to make this. I'm using a Raspberry Pi Zero 2 for this project, but you can use the Pi Zero 1 or even the Pi Pico should also work for this project because it doesn't really need a lot of computation power. I was using this 8 gigabyte of micro SD card, but for some reason I somehow fried this card, so it no longer works, but 8 gigabyte is good enough. So I had to switch to this another card that I have. This is a 128 gigabyte, but you don't need this much. 8 gigabyte is good enough for this project. So we'll be using these GPIO pins, and this one on the top, this is the 5-volt. Red cable goes into there. And the third one on the same row as the 5-volt one, this is the ground pin. White cable goes there. And the green cable goes to on the left hand side, this second one, the second pin here, this is the pin number 2. So this will be the pin that gives the signal to the relay module to turn it on and off. And for the relay, I'm using a 2 relay module, but this is the only one that I have at the moment, but you don't need, you just need one of them. You don't need 2. You just need one of them. So I'm going to need to use this one, the one on this side. And this one, the VOC, this is the power. So red goes here. White cable goes to the ground on the left hand side. And the green one will go to this IN2, like that. Let me connect to a power to the Raspberry Pi, and on my computer I will be logging in using SSH. So now I am logged in, and I have a script that I saved of my Raspberry Pi. So I am going to there. It's called autowater.py. Let me show you what's in there. Autowater.py. So the code is really simple, as you can see. This is importing the GPIO pin, which will interact with the GPIO on the Raspberry Pi Zero. And this is setting the mode so that we can use 1, 2, 3, the integer numbers to indicate which pin we want to use. These 3 lines will be turning on and off the pin with a sleep of 3 seconds in between. So let me exit out. I'm not going to save anything to the code. Let me just run this, and you will see what happens with the relay module. Python autowater.py. As you can see, the light turned on for 3 seconds and it turns off. Let's see that again. 1, 2, 3, off. And next I'm going to connect a pump and battery to this relay module so that we can turn on and off the pump with the relay module. So for the relay module, as you can see here, this one, this socket and this socket is open, right? So we want to use these two so that we can close it and open it. And with this one, this is the pump. Also 2 cables. One of the cable from the pump goes into the relay module. It goes into the other one. Okay. And the other cable from the pump will be connected to the battery. We have a super simple setup right now, so I'm not going to solder anything or fix anything. I'm just going to stick this one end of the cable to the battery, and the other end I will be holding it using my fingers. So let's connect the Raspberry Pi again so that we can turn on and off this pump using the relay. Turning on the relay, turning off the relay. And now let me use my finger to connect the battery to the pump. And I'll see what happens. So I 3D printed a case to help protect the electronics and also keep these two components a little bit better organized. Here we go. Now let's connect this pump with a water source. I'm just going to use this Coca-Cola water bottle to hold some water and then put the pump inside. It looks like this. I cut a hole on the bottle and then I stick the water pump inside. And I'm going to use this recycled paper box. Probably glue this paper box on the side of this plastic bottle so that we can put the Raspberry Pi and then the relay module on top of this. It's kind of like a podium for our electronics. Alright, so this is the final setup. We got the pump inside the Coca-Cola plastic bottle, a paper box stand, batteries taped on the side, and this Raspberry Pi and relay module is also taped to this paper box stand. And we have a tube coming out of the plastic bottle. This end is connected to the pipe inside the bottle. Right now, this is not connected to the battery yet. I will be connecting it, also using a tape, just like this one. So this is pretty much, most of the components are just taped right now. I know it looks a bit primitive at this moment, but as long as it does the job, it should be okay, right? We're going to put some water inside the bottle and put this end of the tube into a plant pot and have a test. Shit, I got some water on my keyboard. But overall, it works. Let's just see that again. This time I'm gonna aim for the pot. Start the program. And it waters for 3 seconds. So it seems like each time 3 seconds is probably a bit too much for the watering. So I'm going to change it to just 1 second. 1. Save it. Alright, let's try again. This time it should just water for 1 second and stop. Yeah, that looks much better. So right now our code is very simple. It just turns on and off the water pump for 1 second. So how do we set a timer to water our plant? One way is that we can add a loop, check the day, check the time, and then turn on and off the water pump. We'll need an infinite loop, but I don't like to do that because in any case that the program crashes or the Raspberry Pi crashes, that means my plant is going to be dead in 2 months. So what we can do is exit out of this code editor and then go cron tab -E. This is where we can set the Raspberry Pi to run any program at any given date or time. And I want to show you a very useful website for figuring out how to set up cron tabs. So here so this is minute, hour, day, month, day of the week. I want to set it to run at 6 p.m. and I want to run it Monday, Wednesday, and on Fridays. So this means Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. exactly. I'm actually going to just copy it over here. 0, 18, star star 135, and this one, it just says run the Python program, and this is the script location where you save your script at. In my case, I saved the autowater.py file on my desktop of the Raspberry Pi, so I set it this way, Control X and yes to save. And if you set up the Chrome tab, it will basically run the script to turn on and off the water pump on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. sharp. So this is how I was able to keep my plant alive for 2 months while I was away from home. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you the next time.